Hello everyone, and welcome to the draft analysis for the PPL Wi-Fi division. This is another league we're joining. This is I believe, a regular Paldex league. It's obviously on Wi-Fi, and it's with high tier terrace. This is my first time doing regular, just Paldex, like normal tier, like with high tier terrace, like no Ubers, nothing like that. But it's not low tier at the same time, it's just middle of the ground. But we do have higher terra captains, like stuff like Landorus Incarnate, and a few we'll see that are on our team. But yeah, let's get right into it. First of all, I do have to clarify naming theme for this season: Dinosaur King. Great show. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Good show. Although you're not a child anymore, so you wouldn't maybe enjoy it as much. But still, it's a good show. Go watch it. I don't care. So let's get right into the team we drafted. So we had a lot of points for this. I'm pretty sure we had about 150 points draft between, I think it was 10 and 11 Pokemon, with up to 3 Terra Captains. And the higher tier Terra Captains, so that was anything above 11 points, could have 2 Terra types, and the anything below 11, or at 11 or below, could have 3 Terra types. And we were able to have any type, so we didn't have to have a stab typing if we did not want to. So, first of all, with our first pick, the Tyrant Titans picked up Iron Boulder. Spike the Iron Boulder. Now, this is something I'm very excited for. I've always wanted to use Iron Boulder in draft, but I've always felt like I was a bit lacking. But the fact that this thing could terrestrialize, I was like, I have to have this thing on my team. So we paid 23 points for it, which is a lot of points, but it's a very strong Pokemon. And we do have Grass and Fighting Terrors on this. Now, this thing is just basically an incredible breaker, right? 124 speed with the ability to boost your speed with booster energy is really, really strong. Alongside that 120 attack stat, and that signature move, Mighty Cleave, which breaks through protection, is that 95 base power rock move, which is really, really strong, alongside other things like the ability to Sword Dance after the booster energy, the ability to click agility if we want to, Zen Headbutt, Mighty Cleave, Close Combat, which we can boost by Terra Fighting, Sacred Sword, which is also really nice for Terrifying, Solar Blade, Power Herb sets, or Terra Blast for Grass sets. This thing is really, really nice. It has good solid bulk as well on the special side with 90 HP, 108 speed def. So we want like an AV set that's also really, really strong with 124 speed. So yeah, this thing is just a good breaker and a good first round pick that I think would be a very, very strong Terra Captain. So going into round two, I was looking for something a bit different. And that was Jonathan the Iron Treads. This thing is much more bulky than obviously the first round pick of Iron Boulder. But I wanted good removal. I'm always looking for good removal, and I have used Great Tusk before. I've used Stormfire before, so I wanted to complete the trifecta by picking up Iron Treads for the first time. This thing is obviously another Future Paradox. 106 speed is also really, really nice. This thing has got solid physical bulk with 90, 120. 112 attack means that it can also be offensive. But this thing's main job is it can set rocks, it can spin, it can volt switch around. It has good coverage, Earthquake, Iron Head, Ice Spinner, Brick Break, stuff like that. It just does what we need it to in a game. If we want it to be our designated removal for the game, it can do that. If we want it to be more offensive, it can do that. If we want it to be like a booster energy set, it can do that as well. So yeah, that is Iron Treads. I think it's a good solid support Pokemon for Boulder, and that's why I picked it up. So going into round three, I did want to pick up that second Terra Captain, and I did want a bit more bulk because Iron Treads, well, it can be physically defensive. A lot of the time, it doesn't want to do that. It wants to be more offensive, or it wants to be removal. So we picked up Terra Skeledirge, which I think is a very strong pick for 17 points. The Unaware ability is obviously why you want to use this thing. Unaware is so strong in draft, being able to just ignore opponents' set mons, telling them, we if you're setting up, we do not care about those boosts. We can come in 104 HP plus 175 defenses. It's just really, really good. It can be made bulky on either side, which is always nice. And with Water and Fairy, two of the best defensive Terra types on this thing, it's going to be extremely hard for opponents to perform break through this thing and like bring like very offensive setup sweepers when we can obviously wall them with this thing. And yeah, 66 speed on a defensive Pokemon is not the worst either. And 110 special attack, especially with that signature move that always boosts special attack by 1 on Torch Song. We could even use Throat Spray to make that +2. It has Alluring Voice, which can be used with Fairy. Water can hit all of the fire weaknesses, which is also really, really nice. Obviously, Fairy can also hit the Dark weakness. And we have Shadow Ball for a Ghost weakness. We have other moves like Earth Power, other things. Slack Off as well, great recovery. Is also really, really nice on this thing. I think it also gets Encore, which is really nice with the 6/6 base speed. You can outspeed some of the more defensive Pokemon and Encore them into stuff they don't want to be clicking multiple times. So yeah, this thing I think is a very, very strong pick up in round 3 and a very, very strong Tera Captain, hopefully. So yeah, going into round 4, we picked up Screamtail. Zoe the Screamtail, another Paradox Pokemon, and another Pokemon with a good speed tier. I wanted a bit more bulk again, and I wanted something with a bit more faster bulk, and we have something I haven't actually drafted before, but I feel like it's something that I'd really, really like to use. So I'm surprised I haven't drafted before, and that's Screamtail. This thing has so much utility, right? Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave, Encore, Taunt. It has obviously Psychic Noise, stuff like that. Just Dazzling Gleam, can be Bulk Up, can be Carmine. Obviously, another great attacks, defensive, great offensive stats, but can be boosted via Carmine or Bulk Up. Things like Boom Burst. Just generally, it has a lot of utility moves, which I really, really enjoy. Encore is always a great move to have, I think. Especially with such a fast Encore user in 1-1, in 111 speed. This thing can outspeed and lock things in a lot of the time. So yeah, this thing is a very solid defensive Pokemon. It can also be a decent setup Pokemon if it needs. It has Wish Passing too, which is always great when you have a bulky team like this, especially with that 115 HP. It's going to give some very massive wishes off. So yeah, I think this is a very solid pick in round 4, and I'm very excited to use it. It feels like a very me-coded Pokemon, to be honest. Going into round 5, of course we're going to grab another defensive Pokemon. We got our final Tera Captain, and it's something that I don't think everyone was looking at, but I think it's going to be a very underrated Tera Captain. That's Reese the Araquanid. Araquanid is so strong with Tera, and this thing being under 11 points means we got 3 Tera types. This thing is also a super Spadef bulky, which is always nice. 132, 68 is always really, really nice. And you may be thinking, oh, it's 42 speed. It has obviously the sticky webs, which everyone's expecting from it. But then you're thinking 70 attack, 50 special attack, not very offensive Pokemon. That water bubble ability is such an underrated ability on this Pokemon. Obviously we have Water Absorb for the immunity, which is always nice, but Water Bubble, halving the damage from those fire type moves, which means we do resist fire on this thing, even though we have the half buff attacking, but also doubling those water type attacks and is so huge. It means this thing does so much damage with that Terra Water. Surfs and Liquidations hurt so badly, and this thing does so much unexpected damage out of nowhere. It's incredible. In addition, we also have Electric, which allows us to hit water types that want to wall us potentially on our water moves, but at the same time also hit those flying types that are super effective into us, which is always nice. And finally, we have that defensive Ghost Terra typing. Ghost is really nice on this because obviously we bring our main reason to draft this and bring this each week is to bring those sticky webs, which are going to be really tough for our opponents to deal with. Ghost just allows us to prevent rapid spins from removing them, which is really nice. Yeah, but I'm so excited to just collect Terra Water Surfs using this thing and just do so much surprising damage. It's going to be so fun. Well, also obviously giving web support to a lot of our mons like Iron Boulder and Skeledirge to put them in good speed tiers into our opponent's team. Next up, we have Ursula, the Hisuian Quillfish. Another Pokemon that I really wanted to use for a long time. Our first Eviolite-mon. Obviously making those 85 defense and special defense very strong, solid. And also 85 speed is also really nice. This thing can be offensive if it wants, can be Intimidate to just be super physically bulky. Swift Swim, we could potentially do some sweeper sets if we want Rain. Obviously meshes well with the Araquanid Surfs in the rain. Terra Water Skeledirge as well could also be nice. I'm thinking some team ideas now. Poison Point is also nice as well because you could potentially pick up some surprise poisons. It has obviously that signature move Bar Barrage, which is I think it's a 50% chance to poison, and also does more damage on poison. It can set up Spike, it can set up T-Spikes, it can Taunt, it can Pain Split, it can do so many things. I think it has Priority and Aqua Jet too. Really nice one, and a one that I'm very excited to use. I'm noticing that I did pick up 5, or like, we can discount Android, so like 4 bulky Pokemon in a row, so we kind of want some offense on this team now, because right now we're looking like a stall team. But I do think this is a very strong backbone, but yeah, we do need some offense now. And we're going to start off with Rillaboom. This isn't what I initially wanted. I wanted more defense, surprise, but after some snipes, I thought about it and I was like, I actually do have the points to go for Rillaboom, so I might as well. Rillaboom is really nice with that Grassy Surge ability, which is going to obviously weaken a lot of things. This does really nice with that top 3, Boulder, Treads, and Skeledirge if they don't want a Terra. They get those Earthquakes aren't going to hit as hard into them, which is really nice from Grassy Terrain. Also, Tera Grass and Boulder in the grassy terrain looks really, really nice. Gives additional recovery to a lot of our mons as well. Allows Iron Treads to potentially run like a Steel Roller set, but also Ice Spinner away the terrain if we don't need it. But that 125 attack obviously is also really, really strong. Lets us have that strong priority in Grassy Glide. We'll also have good momentum in U-turn. Can click Knockoff. Can click High Horsepower. It's a very good Assault Vest user. It's very good, just like offensive one if we need it. It could be like, I think this gets Swords Dance too, or Bulk Up, one of the two. Can be a very offensive Pokemon with that. Like in webs, with webs up, it becomes very fast at 85 base speed. So yeah, this thing is a very good Pokemon that I thought had good synergy with the team. So even though it wasn't my first choice for this round, I think it's going to have a lot of solid potential. It's also my first time using it as well, so it's always nice. Next up, we have Xander, the Electros. As we knew, we didn't really have a great ground resist. Obviously, we had Rillaboom. Plus, I recommended when you have 4 Pokemon on the team already weak to ground. You know, Quillfish, Skeledirge, Iron Treads, and Boulder. Obviously, 2 Tera, but that doesn't matter. I did want a bit more of defensive capabilities, and I knew that I needed an electric type, and so I didn't want another one weak to ground. So we grabbed the one Pokemon that has no weakness, no abilities. That would be terrible. But no weaknesses, and that's the Electric Electros with Levitate. This thing is a very interesting mod. It's something I've never used, but I always looked at it and kind of gone, do I use that? Maybe. This thing kind of looks weird, but fun at the same time. So yeah, I'm using it now. Like, it's got very interesting stats. 80 defenses and 85 HP is like decent bulk. It's not like super bulky, and then it's got 115 attack, 105 special attacks. So it can be like run either way. And 50 speed, it's obviously not the greatest, but it's decent. It has Volt Switch and U-turn for momentum, so it can be kind of like a slow pivot. It can be like Discharge, Giga Drain, like a specially offensive set, or like a Assault Vesting kind of set, spreading hacks and also dealing damage. But at the same time, it could be like a coiling, physically offensive set with stuff like Liquidation, and Thunder Punch, and like, I think it's Fire Punch as well. And also Knockoff. So yeah, this thing can be a really solid utility Pokemon. It can also go like surprisingly offensive with that 115 attack stat and coiling up, become bulky. So yeah, I'm excited to use this thing because I think there's some very cool sets I could cook up with it. Next up, we have what more offense. We needed it, and here it comes in Hydreigon. We get another that strong dragon type that the team needed to deal damage. Once again, 98 speed isn't the fastest thing in Paldea, but with web support, this thing could be a monstrous. Obviously, U-turn for momentum, but at the same time, Dracos, Dark Pulses, Fire moves that want to wall, to hit Steel types that want to wall us. It's Flash Cannon for those pesky Steels that hit it 4 times super effectively. Nasty Plot setup could be very deadly. It could be like, it can even have rocks if we need it to be like a bulky set with like Taunt and stuff. And U-turning around. So yeah, this thing is very interesting and a very strong, specially offensive Pokemon that I think the team needed, because we were kind of lacking in that, because we had like Skeledirge and that's about it. Does Electros count? Not really. So yeah, that is what we picked up going into round 9. Now, going into round 10, I wanted a bit more removal, because right now we're relying solely upon Iron Treads to Rapid Spin, and we get our Defogger, and it's not a flying type, even though Defogger is really bad distribution in Gen 9. This thing, the Conkeldurr line has it, and I got sniped on Conkeldurr earlier, which was unfortunate, but we did pick up Girder. Guts, Sheer Force, Iron Fist, 3 great abilities. With an Eviolite, this thing is super physically bulky. It has Mark Punch, 105 attack is really, really nice. Mark Punch, Drain Punch, Knockoff as well. Defog, obviously. This thing can be very solid. I think it has Elemental Punches too. It can be just a great backbone Pokemon for one of our team, just being able to defog, allow Iron Treads to be a bit more offensive if it wants 1 week. It can just, wall certain dark types and certain other Pokemon that don't do well into it if it finds the right matchup. Overall, I think it's obviously not the greatest Pokemon, but I think it can have some real potential. I really believe in Ed. I think he's going to do some great things for our team. Now, that is all for the draft. I hope you really are excited for this, because I'm excited for this league. I've never done High Tera, and sorry, what? There's another Pokemon? Huh? This is a terrible bit, and you should stop it and just tell them the lost Pokemon? Oh, okay. Okay. Um, I forgot about Dr. Z. Dr. Z the Gumshoes. How could I forget about the strongest Pokemon on our team? He made me 1 point, but that's actually, I forgot the zeros. He's actually 100 points. He took up most of our budget, which is why we had terrible Pokemon at the start. This guy, Stakeout, hits incredibly hard. Adaptability, hits incredibly hard. 110 attack. There's literally not a Pokemon on a team that has higher attack. Iron Boulder doesn't exist. He doesn't count. Yeah, neither does Rillaboom. So yeah, this thing is powerful. Okay, I'm gonna stop joking. This thing isn't great. It's not great. Has U-turn, has double edge, adaptability. Double edges do hurt. Earthquake is strong into those resists. It's not bulky, but if we do get hits off this with this thing, I could see it coming. It's kind of a mean pickup, but at the same time, I do see potential in Dr. Z. Um, it's not obviously going to be coming very often, but I do think it could be like a surprise. No one's going to ever expect us to bring him, right? No one's going to look at this team and say, you know what I think they're bringing? They're going to waste a slot on Gumshoes. That's what they're going to do. So we're going to hopefully pick up some surprising stuff with Dr. Z. Pick up maybe a few shock KOs. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that is our now entire team for the PPL. And I should be getting to with week 1. I don't know if it'll be the week of this team builder or the week after. But we're going to start off our season hopefully strong and hopefully go far with this team. So I'll see you lot all for week 1. Bye bye.